Okay, so today we just try to see like brief history about testing. Apart from that, we'll see like how our course will carry an duration and what are the frequently asked questions you are having. And apart from that, how will be the career opportunities for testing. Okay, so these are the simple stuff we'll try to discuss today. Okay. Okay, so that is what I'm talking about, like brief history about testing. So career opportunities. So in our IT industry, there are so many technologies available, like Java, .NET, CBL, Oracle Labs, like that. So many platforms available. But how different will be the career opportunities for testing when compared to other opportunities, other platforms? Okay, so that is what we'll see. Okay, so you may be aware of recession. What do you mean by recession? Market is down, job market is down. Okay, no good openings. Okay, no good openings means you could have here like these days opportunities were bit less when compared to earlier, means like boom time. So 2005, 2006, 2007, that time if you take, opportunities were pretty good. But 2007, 8, 9, during this time, opportunities were really crucial. Okay, so that is what mean by like recession, means no good openings. So when it was started, means like in the year of 2007, the recession was started, and 2008 mid months it got it got peak stage, very bad situation. Okay, so if you remember like what happened in the year of 2008, anybody having any idea? You may be aware of like Lehman Brothers. Okay, so Lehman Brothers got collapsed in the year of 2008. Okay, so in the year of 2008, what happened is like Lehman Brothers got collapsed. So what is Lehman Brothers? Remember, Lehman Brothers is not IT company. It is mortgage company. Means like you may be aware of banks. What they do? They will be providing different kind of loans, right? Like personal loans, property loans, house loans, something like that. Exactly, Lehman Brothers also that kind of company, and it has provided loans to the houses in the larger extent in US. In US, it has provided house loans to the larger extent, but whoever taken loans, they should pay back, right? But due to their financial trouble, whoever taken loans, they were unable to pay back. So this is the situation happened. So who are taken loans, they are unable to pay back, means how companies survive? It's a bit hard, right? So that's how it tried resolving that issue so many ways, but unable to resolve. So finally what happened is it got collapsed, they closed. Okay, okay, so as I said, like Lehman Brothers is like a world leading mortgage company. So that itself closed means all other people, all other industries try think about their future and try saving money, right? So that is what exactly happened. Okay, that's what exactly happened. So every company, every industry started means like saving money. And another important thing, whenever recession comes, not only this time, in our globe, recession has happened so many times. In the year of 2000, again one more recession we got, like that for every 10 years or 15 years we'll be coming across one recession. Definitely for every 15 years we should come across, we should face one recession, definitely. Okay, so like that with that experience if we think about it, so we'll definitely once recession started means it will definitely stay continue like 2 or 3 years. Okay, coming to the IT companies, so each and every company will try to maintain some of the employees in bench. Some of the employees in bench. So what do you mean by bench? Like what do you mean by bench? Any idea? IT company what they do is like they will try recruiting employees and they don't get assigned any of the work, any of the uh, project. But why company recruit and pay salaries is simply the reason behind this is like whatever the level of company it is like every company facing issues in human resource management. Every company facing issues in resource management. Okay, okay. So whatever the level of company it is how much big it is, every company facing issues in human resource management. What happen is like they people simply join, they may not like company environment or work environment or that project, like there's so many issues they may face and they may resign. Or another thing like let us suppose very big project or very big client coming to you, your company. So at that time sorry, so at that time they have to company have to show human power, right? So let us suppose that is very big project, 4,000 or 5,000 employees required. So within 1 month or 2 months, what are the big company it is like it's very hard to get those many employees, right? So that is the reason what IT companies will do is like every company try to maintain some percentage of resources in bench. Some companies they keep 12%, some companies they keep 10%, some companies even 2% also they maintain. And a few companies if you think about it like they maintain 0%. It depends on the company. Okay, it's not like constant for each and every company. Okay, so here we talk like once recession started it will definitely stay 2 years or 3 years. So during this time even no new projects nobody get, right? So why company have to pay salaries unnecessarily to this bench people? So that is what companies start and stopped recruiting employees as well as who all are in the bench started firing them. Okay, so that is what happened during recession time. Okay, so but nowadays if you think about like 2009 ending days recession was came down 2010 2011 very good openings were there, but with respect to India 2010 11 12 really good openings were there in India. But in US if you think about it like for past 1 year or 1.5 year openings uh, were good. Even 2010 also in US 2010 11 also openings were not that much good. But surprisingly another thing if you want to get to know means in India for past 6 months calls were reduced very badly, really. Okay, so in India, just a second. Okay, so that is what happened actually. So in India nowadays for past 6 months really calls were reduced, but in US for past 1 year 1.5 year very good openings with my experience I'm saying. Okay, Okay, this is little bit brief about whatever the decision we come across in the year of 2007. If we go few years back, okay, we got one more recession around the year 2000. If you remember, you got another recession at that point of time. For getting recession at this time, what is the reason? Lehman Brothers got closed. But what is the reason for getting recession at that time? The reason behind is if you remember, at the time we used to maintain years like 96, 97, 98, 99, right? So whenever the year is turning to 2000, so in the place of 99, zeros are getting replacing. That means all banking transactions going back 100 years. Banking transactions going back 100 years means what will happen? Every bank gets huge loss, right? So that is Y2K problem, e-commerce problem. That is what they were expected. Okay, so that is what they were expected, but it was not really happened. They were solved that problem somehow. Okay, so that is one reason for getting recession at that time. And another reason was so you may be aware of World Trade Centers in US got collapsed, bomb blast, right? So that is another reason for getting recession at that time. Okay, so World Trade Centers got collapsed. But remember, Y2K and World Trade Centers, these are not primary reasons. So these are secondary reasons. These are secondary reasons. Then what are primary reasons? The primary reason is what is the delivery of software companies? They will develop projects and deliver it to clients, right? So projects, what they do, companies develop projects and deliver those projects to clients. The fact here is which all are the software projects we are delivering to client. So these projects were not meeting client expectations. Let us suppose you are one client, you are running some business, some like Vodafone or Verizon. So for running your business, you plan to come up with one system. So that is why you approach some company like IBM. So for developing that company, IBM will charge too much, right? So some crores of budget you have to invest. Even though you have to invest some billions or millions of dollars, even then these projects were not meeting client expectations. So you'll feel very bad, right? So what do you think? So you may think oh, even though we spend too much money, so it's not meeting our expectations, so that you may look for alternatives. Exactly, that is what happened at that time. So which all are the projects we are delivering to clients? Those projects are not meeting client expectations. So that is the main reason. So you have given one project. That project itself you are not satisfied. Okay, so will you be able to give another project? You don't get, right? Okay, so that's what happened really at that time. Okay, so that is why clients stopped giving projects to companies. So company don't have projects. Okay, why it will recruit employees? There is no need to recruit employees, right? So that is what happened. Okay, coming to the point. So you have to develop project in IT industry in your company. What you have to do? You have to follow some process. You may be aware of software development life cycle. In your studies time, you could have come across software development life cycle. I'm just telling. So software development life cycle is nothing but you'll try to follow some phases like analysis, design, development, testing, release and maintenance. These are the 5 phases you will follow. Okay, but all these pages I will be explaining you in next class. So as of now, you remember like some process you try to follow. So even though you are following some process, still these projects are not meeting client expectations. So what does it mean? There are flaws in the process you are following. Something wrong in the process you are following. That's only the reason, right? Okay. So the process whatever you are following, that is not correct. So at that point of time, one organization either means senior management people, senior business people will be there, right? So those people try think about like, oh, even though we are putting some crores of investment, and even we are following some process, why these prices are not meeting client expectations? On that point of view, they conducted so many conferences, they and meetings, a couple of meetings, and try to find out what exactly the reason, what exactly the root cause. Okay, and find out. So whatever the projects we are developing, those projects were not properly tested. Okay, so those projects were not properly tested. So that is the root cause they found. One root cause they found means they should come up with resolution, right? They should come up with resolution. Okay, before that, what exactly happened in your IT company? So once who will develop the projects? Developers, right? So who is good in programming language like Java or .NET? So they will be developing the projects, right? So what exactly happens is like IT company means mostly 8 hours are the working hours. Within the 80 hours, so in middle you may be having like meetings. 2 hours if we go for meetings, so really you'll be working 6 hours only. One point. And another thing is like really 20 guys require for that project as a development team means no company is maintaining enough resources. So 20 means 15 or 17, something like that they are maintaining. So here my point is like one side time is less, and another side resource shortage, and another side development activities are not that much easier, right? So it's very hard. So one side, and another point is like during your studies time you could have studied like once you come up with code, you yourself have to test your code to make sure it works proper. Okay, so one side they have to come up with their code, on another side they have to test their code means where they are getting exactly the enough time. Okay, they're not getting enough time, right? On another side resource shortage, and another side I am a developer, I come up with some code, even though I am aware of something wrong in my code, I never try to explore. That is human psychology. That is not my problem or your problem, right? So, due to this kind of issues, like these projects were not properly tested. So, this is the root cause they found. Then they come up with resolution like against development team. We should come up with one more team. That is nothing but like testing team. Okay, so that's how our testing team born. Okay, so that's how our testing team born. Okay, so we'll be having like questions portion at that time. What are the questions you have, you can ask. So but here I have one question. So I said like in the year of 2000 we got recession, so they found root cause and they come up with resolution. But IT industry was there for how long? Only for it started 2010? No, right? So I believe more than 80 years or something like that. Okay, more than 50 years or 80 years IT industry was there. So does it mean before year 2000 there is no testing team? Not exactly. Earlier also testing teams were there, but very high visibility applications, complex systems, they used to maintain testing teams. Like 1% of the projects or 2% of the projects, less than 2% of the projects used to maintain testing departments, not for all the projects. Okay, like operating system Windows 8, they have to develop. Windows 8 means what they have to do. So this is very complex system, right? So for this kind of applications, if we take uh, what is the development to testing ratio, for one developer, 10 testers they will try to maintain. For this kind of operating system or satellite applications or mobility applications or embedded systems, if we take so for this kind of systems, people use it to maintain like 1 is to 10, one developer, 10 testers. From here you get to know like what is the importance of testing, right? Than development team, testers having more scope. But remember one thing, this is not the case for all the projects. Okay, so this is complex systems, if we take, so people use it to maintain, this is the ratio. But normal ratio is like 7 is to 3, 7 developers, 3 testers for normal projects. So this is the ratio industry try to follow. Okay, so once they come up with resolution, what are the project you are having in your company, you should come up with separate testing department. Okay, so that's how our testing team born. So that is the reason, if you think about it, like so 2005, 2006, 2004, during this time, more and more companies born, and even IT industry was spread across whole globe. This is the main reason. Okay, so earlier testing teams were not there for every project, but once they come up with this is the resolution, so each and every company they should come up with a separate testing team, right? So that's why so many companies they come up, they burn with testing industry only, testing platform only. Okay, so that is about like testing, little bit brief history. Okay, so as I said, in the year of 2000, we got registration 2001, 2002, 2003. During that time, our testing team born. So testing team is new to IT industry. So whoever taken interview panel itself don't have much experience, right? So they are also new to this platform. So that's why who all are telling very simple definitions like what is manual testing, regression testing, retesting, sanity testing, smoke testing. Like even few of my friends also got job by telling very simple definitions. Really at that time. Okay, so you'll get job. What you do? You try to expect 10 people. So those 10 people also rush into this field, right? So let us suppose they also get job. So what will happen? So those 10 people also try to export to 10 more people. So like this, one side competition is getting hectic, on another side interview panel also like they're getting a chance to work on testing platform, right? So that's what they are doing. So they are also getting experiencing, and interview process also getting hectic. So during starting days of your testing department, people used to ask like very simple definitions. Whenever competition is getting, so they try to make it hard, right? Interview process try to improve. So that's what happening. So then they'll be asking like process related, like test plan, test strategy, test methodology. Then they will give you like some project, so how you'll test, how we get from where you'll test to delivery. So then people were asking like automation testing introduction, automation testing basics, then advanced. So these days if you go for like if you have to put resume in testing platform these days means you should keep at least 2 3 tools, like manual testing mandatory, one functionality testing tool, one performance testing tool, and one management tool like quality center or tester or something like that. Okay, If you put in your resume, then only you will get calls, otherwise you cannot get. Okay. And how is the interview is like, they may give you like, and another thing is like, whatever I'm talking, mostly in India process will be like this. But I hear like in US, really not this much hectic. But with my understanding is saying whatever I am discussing will be intending like India job market. So whatever we are covering, if you are up to date, means in years or somewhere, means it's very easy to get the job. But only the thing is, from my side, to be frank, whatever required for getting you the job, 100% I'll provide you. From your side, you have to try. My point here is like, nobody will come to your house and give you the job. From your side, you have to try. For getting the job, subject you want first thing. Second thing, you have to make a good resume. Okay. Third point, you have to apply for jobs. You have to make interview well. That is what in your hands. That is what you have to do. For this one, best approach I will provide you. Okay. So then everything goes fine, means it's not at all difficult for getting the job. I'm hearing like in US means interview is very very easy, I heard. Okay. So but you don't make it as easy. You think broader and get expertise. So it's very easy to get the job. Okay. So okay, so that is little bit brief about like how the testing opportunities. So then we go for like mm, in our IT industry there are so many platforms available, like Java, .NET, CBL, Oracle apps, data warehousing, Oracle app. So many platforms available, thousands of platforms. But in all those platforms, these three are the competitive platforms: Java, .NET, and CBL. Remember, these three technologies having more and more opportunities and even too much competition. Still, people were getting the job because of only the reason like huge openings. Okay, okay. So if you go for like development, Java or .NET, how will be the career opportunities and how will be your future? If you go for like testing, how will be the career opportunities and how will be the your future? Okay. So that is what, if you think about it, like Java or .NET, if you go for these technologies, you will come across so many subcomponents, so many tools. Simply I have to say means big version. So you have to take training, means minimum at least it will take 6 months. Okay. So once 6 months done, you have to prepare well, and you have to make your resume. You have to apply for jobs. You have to make interview well, and you have to get the job. At least minimum 6 months it will take, 1 year. And remember one thing, one or two of my friends for Java they got within 2 months as soon as they joined their course. Whatever I am saying here, so that is what most common way, general. Okay. So most other cases this is the thing happens. It's not like for everybody it will get 2 months or everybody it will take 3 years or 4 years. One of my friend is there, he's topper in our masters. Whenever we are studying, he haven't got yet a job. Okay. He's simply sitting in house. How he will get job? He have to try, right? So that is the case. He is the guy first started trials, but after that he stopped. But who will give you the job? That is what I mean to say. Okay. So most common way and general way, this is the thing happens. Okay. So for getting the job, at least minimum 6 months it will take, maximum 1 year. It may take more also, but it depends on your hands. Okay. So once you get the job, you have to adjust company environment. So development is not that much easy. As I said, it's very big version, right? So there are so many tools, so many components available. All those one you have to learn means, and uh, really studies time and working environment entirely different. So one side you have to get expertise about your skill set, another side company environment you have to understand. So minimum 3 years, maximum 6 years it will take. So that means you have to get settled down your career, means minimum 4 years, maximum 8 years it will take if you go for either Java or .NET. Okay, so testing, if you go in testing again, two platforms will come across: manual testing and automation testing. So manual testing, if we take like around 15 hours, we'll be able to finish our manual testing. Okay, and automation testing, really it will take 1 week QTP basics, 1 week VB scripting and QTP advanced, and another week for QTP framework. Okay, so it will take 3 to 4 weeks. So then that is the way we go for. Okay, so here course completely means it will take like 1.5 month will plan, but maximum will plan like 2 months. Here we'll think about it like 2 months. Okay, so getting job, how much time it will take? So if you are very serious means how we can plan is like that's why I said so 2 weeks if we take for manual testing. You will be able to make manual testing is what we cover is like manual testing basics, manual testing management, and quality center. By the time you will be able to ready to start your trials, to make your resume ready and apply for jobs. By that time why I'm saying is like by the time of finishing QTP it will take 1 month, right? So by that 1 month time, if you are attended 2 or 3 interviews or 10 interviews, you could have got some idea about how to make interview or something like that, right? So as soon as we finish our automation testing, if you update your resume with automation testing, if you try it out, if you go like that in systematic way, it doesn't take more than 6 months for getting the job. Really max 6 months you should get job at any cost if you are really seriously trying out, means if you plan accordingly. Okay, so 1 year it will take like 6 months to 1 year. And even once you get the job, nothing is there really to work with in testing industry here. 10th class student, if you provide training, even in our company, so many people are working like with intermediate qualification. In our company current project in US, with intermediate qualifications, so many people are working. Really, Indians always think about like I'm casually saying, so MBS, MCS, BTechs or PhD, so like that. But here even they feel like working, oh it may be hard. But in our company, you believe it or not, really with intermediate qualification, most of the guys, I can say like 60, more than 60% with intermediate qualification people who are working. Okay, but the thing is like yes, people they have pretty good communication, right? With that they will be handling. But for us communication is a little bit poor. So if we'll be able to improve communication and bit aware of like process, then it's not really hard to work with your testing. Okay, so really this 6 months to 1 year for getting adjusting company environment, it's not at all difficult to work with your testing department, testing industry. Okay, so that is why max 1 year is more than enough. Okay, so like that, if you want to settle down your career means max 4 years, minimum 1 year. Okay, so that's how it works. And another thing is like if you go for development, you have to dedicate your life to your IT industry. You have to live your personal life. But with my experience, I'm saying if you go for testing, once you get job, once you settle down your career, even after it will be like job will be very cool. Okay, so this is just for awareness purpose. I'm saying Okay, so what is the intention here is like if you are aware of everything, you can plan accordingly. That is what my intention. Everything I'm trying to cover it up here in this small session. Okay, okay. So this is nothing but like a little bit how will be the openings and okay. With respect to salaries, if you think about it, like industry is having that kind of opinion. Developers get more salary, testers get less salary. But I never agree with that. If you are good, if you are technically strong, so you can demand how much salary you want. Okay? So it's not really on skill set or platform. If you are good, how much salary you want, you can demand absolutely. Okay? Okay. And testing industry, who will really come into non-computer graduates, non-computer students. Okay? So they don't really hope much salary. That's why whatever they are getting, that is more than for their skill set, right? So that's why they don't expect salaries. One way, if you think about it, is really genuine point. Okay, here I have one point. See, testing most non-technical people comes up, right? So there, if you prove yourself as a talented little bit, if you are technically strong little bit, you can grow very fast. So that is advantageous for you. That is advantage for you. Oh, and another thing is like for getting settled down your career in development, how many years is taking? 6 years to 8 years is taking. But if you go for like testing, by the time of 8 years, you may be in a position of like QA manager or team lead. Should be in a position of team lead or everything good means even in a position of QA manager. Like that it works. Okay. So that is why that developers, testers path is really, really good. They can grow very fast. They can get very good salaries. They can promote very well. Okay, but everything depends on your hand. That is like that. You have to plan it out. Okay, and another thing is like in testing, if you go for like manual testing and automation testing, two platforms you will come up with. Okay, so manual testing, if you go for salaries will be little bit less, and automation testing, if you go for salaries will be equal to your development. Okay, so for automation testing, is it really require any programmatic or any programming language? So many people may ask, but really one thing, if you are aware of C language, that is good for getting into like automation testing. Even though you are not aware of, absolutely no problem. Okay, I will be covering from basics from scratch, but remember, you have to work little bit hard at this point of time. You are from non-computers background means you should work little bit hard, but it's not at all difficult to get into like automation testing. Okay, so that is another point you have to remember: salaries and security. Next point is like safety, right? So development, if you go for that means like during recession time. During recession time, if you take, so if you will be into manual testing, so okay, first we go for like development. So developers will be like 100% job will be shared, will be safe. Okay, but if you go for manual testing, companies will look first to find manual testers. Why means, and that is what I say like why I am saying is everything if you are aware of, so like that you can plan. That is what my intention to cover everything here. So you don't want to fear, I will tell you the alternative also. So companies will look to find manual testers first. Why means even though they can get manual testers very easily. Okay, so if we think practically, during real time, during recession time, how many companies got closed? Before that, how many companies are there? Thousands of companies available. But how many companies got closed? You can count in fingers, right? My point is like not closed all the companies. Okay, so many companies are surveying means they have to grow their business and they are running their businesses means they should maintain minimum number of resources, right? So whenever market is good, 20 guys they are maintaining, but market is bad, market came down. So at that time, those 20 guys company cannot fire, right? They may reduce 2 or 3 resources or 4 resources. That means still 15 resources required. So at that point of time, if you prove yourself as a talented, they have to fire from 20 member team. They have to fire 2 or 3 means what they look for, who are not good. Those people look for, right? So if you prove yourself as a talented, without you, the project cannot go ahead. You are the major contributor for that project. If you prove yourself like that, then you don't want to worry. Your job will be 100% safe. So my point is like, if you will be into manual testing, you have to keep one an eye to face these kind of issues. Okay, so then if you will be into automation testing, you don't want to worry. Your job will be 100% safe, like developers. And another thing, you may come across like on-site opportunities. So you are already in the on-site, right? So somebody from India or something like that means develop. Yeah, industry is having that kind of opinion like developers get more on-site opportunities, testers get less. Yeah, even I also agree with that. So developers get more, having more and more opportunities, but testers don't have those many opportunities, but still having opportunities but less when compared to development team. Okay, but if you will be into automation testing, you will be having equal opportunities with the development team, but if you will be into manual testing, you have a little bit less openings. Okay, so as I said, like it will take 6 weeks will plan, course duration and course contents, everything I could have emailed you. So from there you will get everything. So live projects, everything will be covering in such a manner like real time one topic. We never discuss definitions or something like that in our course. So what we do is like we take scenarios as many as possible and we'll be covering in such a manner. And during automation front, what we do is like normally while telling QTP concepts or automation concepts, I will be taking well-known application. Means like mostly I will take, to be honest, Gmail. Okay, why I will take Gmail well-known application is, see, if I go for automation concepts, so some another difficult application or live application, if I take one side, you have to understand that application. Another side, you have to understand Qtip automation concepts. That is little bit harder, right? So if it is well-known application, so how you come up with automation for that project? That is what you have to get to know. Project domain knowledge. As soon as you get project, so company will help you. Company will provide you training and help you about getting that domain knowledge, that application knowledge, that functional knowledge. You don't want to worry about functional knowledge, domain knowledge. You have to worry about, if somebody give you project, how you will automate. That is what you have to get to know, right? So if somebody give you project, you have to get to know how you are starting automation for that project, how you will automate that project. So that is what my intention here, taking well-known application like Gmail. So if I take Gmail, I don't want to explain you Gmail concepts, you may be aware of already. So that's why while telling automation, I will take Gmail. But once we finish our QTP and VB scripting, then what I do is like I will take what I do, I will take one real-time application, online application, and for that one I'll be coming up with developing framework. And in automation front, you may require automation tools, right, for practicing. Okay, so I'll be sharing you the setup files. I'll be sharing you the setup files. Okay, then you can install and you can practice in your computer. Okay, okay, that's what you can try it out. So this is what is nothing but like little bit brief about like history about testing, career opportunities. Apart from that, anybody having any questions? Any? Yes? Yeah, right. Tell me. Yeah, manual testing and automation also it will come across. Okay? Yeah, yeah. To be honest, SQL queries means additional in my course. Really, I didn't put, but you want means additionally will take a few hours and plan it out. Okay? Yeah. Any more questions? Yeah. Initially, we'll plan 1 hour, but slowly we'll make it 1.5 hour. Once we finalize timings and everything, we'll make it like 1.5 hour. Okay? Okay. Tomorrow also we'll meet like 7 o'clock. So day after tomorrow onwards, we'll change however you feel comfortable. Okay? Is that fine? Yeah. Tomorrow we'll meet the same time like 7 to 8. Okay? Any questions? Anybody? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Thanks for your time. Okay. See you. So see you tomorrow same time. Okay. Okay. Fine.